Today we're going to be talking about how our first game went. There were some ups, there were some downs. I decided to go with the starting lineup of D'Angelo Russell, Nobble at the 2, Ingram at the 3, Randall at the 4, and Mozgov at the 5. I do think after this game, one thing I realized, I think I'm going to start Dang. I'm not completely sure on this, but I'm thinking start Luol Deng, but bring Ingram off the bench and play him more minutes. So Ingram will play more minutes throughout the whole game, but he's going to come off the bench, and I'll start Deng. I think that'll just give our starting lineup a little bit more versatility and veteran experience. Now with this team, I'm kind of trying everything. I like to play a spread pick and roll, but I don't necessarily think this team is built to play that, especially when I'm starting Mozgov and Randall. Both of them have mid-range shots, but they really can't take it out to the three-point line. I've been trying everything with this team. We've been running plays. I tried a little one-on-one with some people. I tried I did some pick and rolls with Mozgov, Randall. I even brought up Ingram for a couple. I think we worked well. You can't get that floor spacing with Mozgov and Randall on the floor. Although Randall did show, I think he hit 1-3 and he had a couple long twos. So definitely get him in the gym, keep shooting, and hopefully he can expand that out to where he's knocking down threes and he can really spread the floor. And of course, Mozgov isn't really a part of our long-term future, so I'm not really worried about him. I do need Zubac. I definitely want him to start hitting the long-range shots, or eventually we might have to get a center who can really spread it out. Although I'm confident Zubac can be that guy who can really make the long twos and spread the floor to run that spread pick and roll. D'Angelo Russell is quickly becoming my favorite player on this team. I love his game. He's kind of all around. On defense, he definitely showed me some potential. His foot speed is fast. He's got good hands. Sometimes he just doesn't focus and he gets beat, which that's going to happen with young players. That's going to happen with everybody on the team. But offensively, he can do everything. He can run the pick and roll. He can catch and shoot. He can pull up off the dribble. He can get to the hoop. He's tall and lengthy. I like his all-around game. I really think he can be the point guard of the future. I also really think that he could slide over to the shooting guard if we were to find another point guard. Say Clarkson really can't play the shooting guard and he has to play the point. I think Russell can slide over into that too. That's something I'm still trying to figure out with with Clarkson and Russell. They're both the same exact player. I don't know if that's going to work unless they're not on the court at the same time. Russell starts and then Clarkson comes in for Russell, and then when Clarkson goes back out, Russell comes in. I'm not really sure. That's going to be a bit complicated, so we're going to have to work with that and see what we can do. I'm going to play them two together next game some. I don't think they played together a lot in this first game. I was trying a lot of different combos. It's going to take a while to see all the combinations and really see what works and what doesn't. I don't think those two got a lot of time, but I am going to try to play them together and see if they work and if they don't. Because if they don't, one of them's going to have to go. I really hope they do work, and I think they can, because when you have two players who are that good, they should probably be able to figure it out together. Ingram had a rough game. He didn't get to handle the ball as much as I think I want him to handle the ball. I want him to be dribbling the ball, running the pick and roll. I was doing a lot of ball handling with Russell, Clarkson, and even Nobble. I got some ball handling. And Ingram, he hit a couple shots. I know he had a mid-ranger. I think he might have hit a 3, but he also missed some shots. He's just really skinny. And on defense, they just take him to the hole every time. He can't really stop them. And on offense, he can't really drive on people. And he can't post up because he's just so skinny and he's not strong enough yet. He just gets backed up. He can't back anybody down. And it just makes him pretty ineffective other than for his catching and shooting ability. But if I just keep playing him, hopefully he'll keep getting stronger. The other starter, David Nabwa, showed some really good potential. He was on James Harden, so he did make some defensive mistakes. You'll see one time he reached and Harden just pulled up, drilled the 3. I mean, Harden is a top 3 player in the league, so it's kind of hard to judge how good of a defensive player he is because he's supposed to be that lockdown defender. That's why I started him over Clarkson, because I really think if Nabwa can get down a mid-range shot and a three-pointer, to throw him beside Russell and if he could be a lockdown defender, like a 3-and-D wing, I think that's your best bet to put beside Russell right now. Nabwa did hit a couple mid-rangers. He missed some threes. His stamina's not the best. He got really tired. Like 3 minutes into the game, I was trying to dribble it with him, and he was just like dead, ready to go on the bench. So we're going to have to get him in the gym. He's going to be shooting threes, running down the court, getting up another 3, run back down the court to get that stamina and three-pointer up. But if he can get his stamina and three-pointers to where I want him to be. I think he could be a really good 3-and-D wing. He could be like Luol Deng when Deng was in his prime. That's what I'm hoping for with Nabwa. And that's why I'm starting him, and I'm going to keep him in the starting lineup for now. I think I'm just going to pull Nabwa early in the first and bring in Clarkson. That way Nabwa starts, gets the playing time beside Russell, and then Clarkson comes in and gets that playing time beside Russell, and we'll see what's more effective beside Russell. Because Russell's our franchise guy. He's going to be here. I've got no plans to trade him. That could change, but right now there's no plans to change Russell. What I'm worried about is who works best beside Russell, and we got to figure out if it's Nabwa or Clarkson. So by pulling Nabwa early in the first, that's going to allow us to. We're going to see both guys play beside Russell and see who does the best. So I figured that out throughout this first game, so I'll really perfect that and start doing that in these next games after this one. So now moving on to our bigs off the bench, Zubac and Larry Nance Jr. Zubac showed me a lot of potential. He had a few good post-ups. He shot the mid-range good. He set solid picks, rolled to the hoop. He can kind of pop too if he pops in that top elbow and knock down that shot. Defensively, he's being 7-1. If you drive in the paint and he's anywhere near, he's going to block that shot. So he kind of showed a good all-around game. Hopefully he can just keep getting better at all of it, because like he shoots about like 30% from the mid-range right now, so it's not a guarantee, but if he could get that mid-range down to like 40-50%, where every other time he's knocking it down, he can become pretty lethal. Just got to keep working on the post-ups so he improves his moves and just becomes a beast down there. And defensively, the more I get used to playing with him underneath, the more he's gonna be the dominant force under there. I think he can be. Larry Nance Jr., he showed his athleticism. He's got pretty, not great foot speed, but decent foot speed. His shooting is kind of worrying me. It didn't look the best. He got some threes on some. We ran the spread pick and roll with. We were running it with Clarkson and Zubac, and we had Nance out there on the 3-point line. He missed some threes, so then I pulled him into like some long twos. He missed those two, but then I know he hit one mid-range two, and inside, when you run the pick and you let him roll, Nance is a good player on the roll, and his rebounding was really good too. He had 2 or 3 rebounds in like 2 or 3 minutes right when he came off the bench, so I liked his rebounding and I liked his rolling to the rim. He just needs to improve that shooting, because the floor Zubac was spacing the floor, but Nance wasn't. So the spacing was okay because of Zubac's shooting, but if Nance could hit that shot and we could spread both bigs out and really have the paint wide open for when you've got Clarkson driving, that's really what I want. So just got to keep working on that mid-range with Nance. The guards of the second unit, I had Nick Young, Tyler Ennis, and Clarkson. I was playing Ennis at point guard. I played Clarkson at the shooting guard, even though he handled the ball a lot. Him and Ennis were just on and off handling the ball, each of them. And then I used Nick Young at the small forward to really spread the floor. Luol Deng came off the bench too. Both of them, Young and Deng, both played the small forward. I wanted to see what each of them had. When Young was in, I really liked his 3-point shooting. He was knocking down the threes, really spacing the floor. He helped make up for what Nance wasn't doing. Ennis was really fast off the pick. Right when Zubac would come up, Ennis would be gone already before the defender even knew, and Zubac's defender would have to come help, and then that would leave Zubac open. So Ennis actually showed me some potential. He's really fast. He can shoot the three. He had some mid-range shots. Defensively, they kind of took advantage of him because he is small and he's not the strongest. They would post him up, get him mismatch on the they'd get him on a big guy and post him up, or the point guard would just run the pick and roll and he would just get smashed by the picker. Clarkson handled the ball a lot. He looked really good on the pick and roll. He missed some easy layups inside. I think it was because Larry Nance wasn't spacing the floor, like I've already said, but Larry Nance's guy kept getting in to the paint, and then it would be difficult on Clarkson, so he missed some layups. I was kind of worried because he missed 3 or 4, and he wasn't looking good, but he made a couple of tough ones over defenders, so I'm a little worried about that, but not too much. We'll keep getting him driving to the paint. Luol Deng played good defense, although his foot speed was pretty slow. He did get beat to the hoop a couple of times where he was closing out on the 3-point shooter, and then the shooter just went around him to the paint. And on offense, his foot speed's just really slow. He's slowing down since he's getting older. So I'm a little worried about Deng because I really want to be able to play him maybe at the small ball 4 and space the floor. So that's worrying me a little bit if he's going to get beat defensively in an offense if he can't dribble the ball or handle it at all, and he's just got to stand out there. A little worrisome, but he's on that big contract, so we're just going to have to deal with it. That's going to wrap it up for this video. Looking forward to the next video. We're going to be 2 or 3 weeks into the season. I'm going to have played with pretty much every player. I'm going to get everybody some time. I'm going to try to work every combination that I want to see, like Clarkson and Russell together. Ennis and Russell, want to try that. Young and Dang, get them more playing time. I'm going to try some different bigs combinations and stuff. Maybe like a Mozgov Zubac. Even I don't know about that. We'll see. But yeah, next video, I'll really have seen everybody. They'll have all gotten enough time, and I'll really know, or I'm hoping to know, who we're going to be looking to trade, who we're going to be throwing out there, and who's a keeper for the rest of this year to really develop them into what we want them to become. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.